This afternoon, a 68-year-old man collapsed in his kitchen. He wasn't sick, hadn't been to the doctor in years, and seemed perfectly fine just hours before. One moment he was pouring his coffee, and the next, he was on the floor, gone. The heartbreaking truth, his death didn't have to happen. Every day, men and women over 65 are silently draining their energy, weakening their bodies, and shortening their lives with habits they don't even realize are dangerous. You might think, I've always lived this way. I feel okay. Why change now? But here's the reality, as we age, our bodies can't bounce back like they used to. Small, everyday choices you've ignored for years can suddenly become the tipping point between thriving and barely surviving. In this video, we'll reveal 6 sneaky habits that could be stealing your vitality right now. Habits that zap your energy, weaken your muscles, and leave you vulnerable to serious health crises. The worst part? Most people over 65 are doing at least one of these things daily without a second thought. The good news? You can turn it around starting today if you act before it's too late. Stick with me until the end, because the final habit is one almost no one considers. Yet it's silently sabotaging millions. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss a video that could add years to your life. If this resonates with you, like and share to spread the word and help others reclaim their energy. Let's get started. Your vitality depends on it. At 68 years old, John Harper collapsed today. A sobering reminder of how quickly our strength can fade when we least expect it. As you move into your later years, do you know the 6 critical habits you must break to protect your energy and independence? These choices could determine whether you live with vigor or fade into fatigue. Let's begin. Number 1, do not skip breakfast to save time. Mornings often feel like a relentless race against the clock. Get up, get dressed, get going, all before the day truly begins. For so many people, especially as the years pile on, breakfast slips into the background, dismissed as an afterthought, something expendable to carve out a few extra minutes in a packed routine. But let me tell you, this seemingly small habit is a silent energy thief, and it hits harder the older we get. Picture this: you've just woken up after hours of sleep, a time when your body has been quietly fasting, burning through its reserves. Your fuel tank, it's running on fumes. Your blood sugar has dipped low. Your muscles are crying out for nutrients to power them. And your brain, oh, your brain, it's desperate for a jump start to shake off the fog and work at its sharpest. And yet, far too many older adults stumble out the door with nothing more than a hurried sip of coffee, convincing themselves it's enough to get by. I'm here to say it loud and clear. This isn't just a minor slip-up you can shrug off. It's a direct blow to your vitality. A choice that sets you up to struggle before the day's even had a chance to unfold. Think about what happens when you skip that meal. After a night of rest, your body's energy stores aren't what they used to be. Those reserves that once bounced back so easily in your younger years, they're not as resilient now. Without food to replenish them, your system scrambles, pulling whatever scraps it can find to keep you moving. The result? You're left feeling sluggish, like you're dragging your feet through mud. Irritability creeps in, your focus blurs, and by mid-morning, you're crashing hard. That's not just an inconvenience, it's a warning. For seniors, the stakes climb even higher. Low blood sugar doesn't just sap your energy, it can cloud your mind, throw off your balance, and heighten the risk of a fall or a moment of confusion that turns a busy morning into a dangerous one. One skipped meal might not seem like much, but over time, it's a pattern that chips away at your strength, your independence, and your ability to enjoy the day ahead. So, what's the fix? It's simpler than you might think, and it's powerful enough to change everything. Give your body what it needs to thrive. Don't just survive. Start your day with a quick, nutrient-packed breakfast. Something that takes barely 5 minutes to pull together but delivers hours of steady, reliable energy. Imagine a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with a handful of juicy berries, a slice of avocado toast with its creamy richness, or even a small handful of almonds paired with a dollop of yogurt. These aren't fancy. They're practical, fast, and fuel your body right. Wash it down with a glass of water to kickstart hydration, and by midday, you'll feel the difference in your step, your clarity, your mood. Your mornings aren't just a means to an end. They set the tone for your entire day. A foundation that either lifts you up or lets you down. Don't let them drain you before you've even had a chance to shine. This isn't about adding stress. It's about reclaiming your vitality with a choice so small it's almost effortless, yet so impactful it could carry you stronger through the years. If this resonates with you, if it makes you rethink that rushed routine, drop a 9 in the comments below and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your take. Number 2, do not sit for hours without moving. Picture this: you sink into your favorite chair. A cozy nook where the world slows down. Maybe you've got a gripping book in hand, a show flickering on the screen, or your phone buzzing with endless scrolls. Before you know it, hours slip by without so much as a single step. It feels like a well-earned break, a moment of peace on a hectic day. But here's the catch: as we age, this habit isn't the innocent relaxation it seems to be. It's a slow poison seeping into your energy and strength. Your muscles, once limber, start to stiffen like unused hinges on an old gate. Your circulation, that vital flow keeping everything humming, slows to a crawl. Your metabolism, it grinds to a halt, leaving your body in a quiet slump. For older adults, this isn't just a minor dip in pep, it's a serious drain. Prolonged sitting doesn't just sap your energy, it weakens your legs, making every step feel heavier. Fatigue creeps in deeper, and the risks climb. Blood clots lurking in sluggish veins, heart issues simmering beneath the surface. Studies back this up with a stark truth: sitting for more than 3 hours at a stretch can wipe out the benefits of any exercise you did earlier. No matter how hard you worked, your body was built to move, to stretch, to live, not to shut down bit by bit in a cushioned trap. Now, imagine the toll this takes over time. Each hour you stay still, your vitality fades a little more, like a battery left uncharged. Your legs lose their spring, your energy weans, and your heart strains under the weight of inactivity. It's not dramatic at first. You don't feel the shift in the moment, but it's happening. Quietly, steadily. The science is clear: motion is life, and when you deny your body that, it protests in ways you can't ignore forever. But here's the good news: the solution is simple, and it's transformative. You can break the cycle, and it doesn't take much. Every hour, pull yourself up, stand, stretch, or take a short walk. Even 5 minutes pacing around the house can recharge you, sending fresh energy through your limbs. Set a timer if you need that little nudge to keep you honest. And if you're stuck sitting, weave in light movements. Lift your legs, circle your arms, anything to keep the blood flowing. These small bursts aren't just a boost for your body. They lift your mood, sharpen your mind, and remind you what it feels like to be alive, not stuck in a chair's embrace. You deserve that spark, that freedom to move through your day with strength, not stiffness. This isn't about guilt. It's about reclaiming what's yours. If this lights a fire in you, if it nudges you to rethink those long, still hours, drop a 1 in the comments below and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what this stirs in you. Number 3, do not overload on sugar in the afternoon. It's 3 p.m. and that familiar slump sneaks up like clockwork. Your eyelids droop, your focus blurs, and suddenly, you're reaching for a lifeline, a cookie, a soda, a piece of candy, something sweet to jolt you back to life. It's a quick fix, right? A little sugar to shake off the fog and get you through the day? Wrong. As we age, this habit isn't the harmless pick-me-up it pretends to be. It's a trap. A sneaky thief that robs you of the lasting energy you're chasing. Here's why: your body doesn't handle sugar the way it once did. Back in the day, maybe you could shrug off a candy bar and keep going. Now, that sugar hits fast and hard, sending your blood sugar rocketing up like a roller coaster on its steepest climb. You feel that burst, a fleeting buzz of energy, and for a moment, it's like the slump never happened. But then comes the drop, a crash so sharp it leaves you worse off than before. That buzz fizzles out quickly, and you're left more tired, wrestling with brain fog that muddles your thoughts and a cranky mood that snaps at anyone nearby. It's not just a bad afternoon. It's a pattern that wears you down when you need vitality most. For seniors, this sugar roller coaster isn't just annoying. It's risky. Those wild swings put a strain on your pancreas, the organ working overtime to keep your blood sugar in check. Over time, that stress builds up, fanning the flames of inflammation that can creep through your body, quietly stirring trouble. And it doesn't stop there. Those afternoon sugar spikes can linger, messing with your sleep later that night, leaving you tossing and turning when you should be resting. It's a vicious cycle. You reach for sugar to feel better, but it drains you more, setting you up for another slump tomorrow. You deserve better than that. So, what's the smarter move? Reach for a pick-me-up that actually works with you, not against you. Grab a handful of nuts. Crunchy, satisfying, and packed with steady fuel. Smear some peanut butter on a piece of fruit, like an apple or banana, for a mix of natural sweetness and staying power. Or slice up some cheese, simple and smooth, to keep your energy humming without the crash. Pair it with a sip of water or a warm herbal tea to refresh your senses. This isn't about denying yourself the joy of a treat. It's about fueling your body for the long haul, not just the next 20 minutes. You're not cutting out pleasure, you're choosing strength, clarity, and a day that doesn't leave you limping to the finish line. Next time that 3 p.m. slump rolls around, and it will, pause, rethink that cookie, and pick energy that lasts. It's a small shift with a big payoff. If this one catches you off guard, if it makes you see that afternoon sugar fix in a new light, drop a 3 in the comments below. I'd love to hear if this surprises you. Number 4, do not skip time outdoors. It's so easy to stay inside, isn't it? The weather's dreary. Maybe it's too cold, too wet, or too hot. Or your day's packed with tasks that keep you tethered indoors. Or maybe it's just that the couch feels cozier, the TV's glow more inviting than the world beyond your walls. Whatever the reason, it's tempting to shut the door and settle in. But here's the quiet truth: when you cut yourself off from fresh air and sunlight, you're draining your life force, bit by unnoticed bit. As we age, our bodies crave, need, that natural light more than ever. It's not just a nice to have, it's woven into how we function. Sunlight keeps your sleep on track, nudging your internal clock to wind down at night and wake up refreshed. It boosts vitamin D, that unsung hero keeping your bones sturdy and your immune system humming. And it lifts your spirits, brushing away the cobwebs of a heavy day. Without it, things start to slip. Your energy dips lower than it should. Your mood darkens like a sky without stars. And over time, even your bones weaken, losing their resilience. It's a slow fade you might not clock in the moment, but it's real. For seniors, the stakes climb higher. Those who rarely step outside, who let days blur into weeks without a breath of fresh air, face a steeper toll. Studies show it plain: fatigue settles in deeper, depression looms larger, and physical decline creeps faster when nature's locked out. You don't feel it all at once. It's not a sudden crash, but it's there, pulling you down when you could be rising up. And the crazy part? You don't need a grand adventure to turn it around. You don't have to lace up for a marathon hike or trek through the wilderness. Just 15 minutes outdoors can recharge you. Like plugging into a power source you didn't know you'd unplugged. Step onto the porch and let the sun warm your face. Tend a plant. Coaxing a leaf or two into the light with your hands. Stroll to the mailbox. Slow and steady. Feeling the breeze wake you up as it brushes your skin. That's it. Simple. Small. But mighty. The sun's rays sink in. The air fills your lungs. And suddenly, you're not just existing. You're alive again. If mobility's a hurdle, don't let it stop you. Crack open a window. Lean out. And breathe deep. Let the outdoors reach you where you are. Nature isn't some luxury reserved for the young or the restless. It's a necessity. A lifeline we all need to hold on to. Especially as the years stack up. You deserve that boost. That spark that comes from stepping into the world. Even for a moment. It's not about forcing yourself. It's about giving yourself what you've been missing. If this stirs something in you, if it nudges you to throw open the door and step outside, drop a 4 in the comments below and let me know. I'd love to hear how this lands with you. Number 5, do not push through exhaustion. You've got a to-do list a mile long. Laundry piling up, errands nagging, maybe a project you swore you'd finish today. And the idea of resting feels like waving a white flag. So you dig in, grit your teeth, and power through. That heavy feeling in your chest, you shrug it off, the ache creeping into your legs, just background noise to a busy mind. This kind of stubborn drive, this relentless push, it's what made you strong once, carried you through late nights, tough days, and endless demands. But here's the hard truth, as we age, that same grit turns into a dangerous gamble. A roll of the dice with stakes higher than you might realize. Your body's signals, those twinges, that weariness, they're not just static you can tune out. They're warnings, red flags waving to get your attention. When you keep pushing past exhaustion, you're not just testing your limits, you're stressing your heart. Sending it into overdrive when it's begging for a break. Cortisol, that stress hormone, spikes and floods your system, gnawing at your calm, your energy reserves, already thinner than they were in your youth, burn out fast, leaving you running on empty. For older adults, this isn't just a rough day waiting to happen. It can spiral into burnout, tip you into a fall, or worse, land you in a crisis you didn't see coming. Think about it, every time you ignore that fatigue, you're borrowing from a well that doesn't refill as easily anymore. Your heart's pumping harder, your muscles are straining, and your mind's fraying at the edges. All because you told yourself stopping equals failure. But what if that's wrong? What if rest isn't weakness at all, but power? A quiet, steady strength you've overlooked. Your body's pleading for you to listen. And it's time to hear it out. If you're tired, don't fight it. Sit down for 10 minutes. Let the weight lift off your shoulders. Nap if you need to. 20 minutes can work wonders. Like a reset button you didn't know you had. Break that endless list into chunks. Tackle it piece by piece. And pace yourself like you're in it for the long haul. Because you are. You're not a machine, cranking out task after task without a pause. And you don't have to be. You're human. And that's not a flaw. It's a gift. Protecting your energy isn't about giving up, it's about honoring your limits. Guarding what keeps you going so you can thrive, not just survive. That heaviness in your chest, that ache in your legs, they're not the enemy, they're messengers asking for care. Next time exhaustion knocks, don't shove it aside. Answer it with a moment of stillness. It's a small choice that could save you from a bigger fall. You deserve days that don't drain you dry. And this is how you claim them. If this flips how you see rest, if it nudges you to ease up instead of push harder, drop a 5 in the comments below. I'd love to know how this lands with you. Number 6, Do not neglect your sleep environment. You crawl into bed after a long day, ready to collapse. But something's off. The room's too warm. A stuffy haze clinging to the air. The mattress sags beneath you, dipping like an old hammock. Or maybe the TV's blaring, its chatter filling the silence you crave. You toss and turn, wrestling with the sheets. And when morning comes, you wake up groggy, drained, like you've been running all night instead of resting. Sleep isn't just a break from the day. It's your body's reset button, a chance to recharge everything that keeps you going. And as we age, that reset gets harder to pull off after a bad night. The years make recovery slower, less forgiving. And a poor sleep setup doesn't just rob you of a good snooze. It steals your energy, leaving you stumbling through the day. It muddles your mind, turning clear thoughts into a foggy mess, and weakens your immune system, making every cold or ache hit harder. The wild part? Most people don't even realize how much their bedroom's working against them, quietly sabotaging what should be their sanctuary. That lumpy mattress, that glowing screen, that stuffy air. They're not just annoyances, they're thieves in the night, taking what you need to thrive. Imagine the toll this takes over time. One restless night might not seem like much, but string them together, and you're running on fumes. Your energy is sapped before you even start. Your focus slips, and your body's defenses fray. All because your sleep space isn't doing its job. You deserve better than that. And the fix isn't as hard as you might think. It's about turning your bedroom into a sanctuary, a place that cradles you into real rest. Start with the basics. Keep it cool, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, so your body can settle without overheating. Make it dark. Block out every stray beam with curtains or a mask, because light's a signal to stay alert, not wind down. And quiet it down. Mute the TV. Hush the noise. Let stillness take over. Ditch screens an hour before bed. That phone or tablet's blue glow tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, keeping you wired when you should be drifting off. If you can, invest in a supportive pillow or mattress. Something that holds you right, not fights you. These aren't big overhauls, they're small tweaks. Little shifts that can transform your energy overnight. You feel it the next day, waking up clear-headed, steady, like you've actually rested, not just clocked hours with your eyes closed. Sleep's not a luxury you can skimp on. It's the foundation of your vitality, and your bedroom sets the stage. You deserve rest that restores you, that lifts you up instead of dragging you down. It's not about perfection, it's about giving yourself what you need to face the day strongly. If this one jolts you awake, if it makes you rethink that cluttered, noisy sleep space, drop a 6 in the comments below. I'd love to know if this feels like a wake-up call for you. Now, let's reflect. Looking back, many over 70 wish they'd guarded their energy more fiercely. They regret letting busy days steal their rest, skipping nature for screens, or ignoring sleep until it was too late. These lessons hit hard. Energy isn't infinite, but it's yours to protect. Prioritize yourself today. Savor a slow breakfast. Step outside. Rest when you need it. These choices shape how vibrant your later years will be. What struck you most from this? Share your thoughts below. Your insights could inspire someone else. If this video lit a spark, like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can reclaim our vitality, one smart choice at a time. Thanks for watching. Here's to thriving, not just surviving.